And I'm a guy who believes in an opportunity to continue to let a person grow, given the fact he came over from Philadelphia and people were like saying he's a problem. I'm like, well, just let the dude grow and let him. And then he showed some flashes here over the last several weeks that he can be a consistent quarterback for the Colts, and maybe they're marching in the right direction. But when he did that, that was like a panic Paul move. Like, what the hell are you scared of? I know it's Halloween and everything, but damn.
Yeah. Jay?
I was the person on the show trying to defend Carson Wentz, right? And we talked at the beginning of the year. Key and I got into that whole debate about the O-line, and, Key's point was around that time, well, quarterback can make the O-line look way worse than what they were. And then you start seeing Carson Wentz find his rhythm a little bit. And then in a game like this, where, let's be honest, a part of you was waiting to see, like, all right, like the Titans, are they for real? Or are they just finding ways to win these games? But when you have Carson Wentz, who just gives them the game to a horrible performance like that, like, I guess the conversation is, are the Titans real? I guess they are real.
If you find ways to win games, you're real.
Carson Wentz finds ways to lose important games.
I was wrong about Brady and the Cliff, obviously, right? I was right about Carson Wentz. And if you're paying attention, like, look, it's not that he can't play. In 2017, he was the best player in the league until he got hurt, right? He can play. But it was steady regression since then. Remember when he got hurt the next year in 18? They were 5-6, dead in the water, caught fire with Nick Foles, and won a playoff game on the road, by the way. Then, since then, especially in 2019, when people were talking about how great he was playing in the second half of the season, you could see, if you were watching, he was actually not good. He was just playing really bad NFC East teams, and they were getting a little lucky late. He was starting to regress. But Key, everyone was blowing smoke, telling him how great he was. And the thing that I didn't like about the Colts setup for Wentz, Key, Jay, is that, yes, Frank Reich is there, but he was, from what I know from people in Philly, he was good cop. Bad cop was DeFilippo, right? And that's what Carson Wentz needs. And the key to me is when he turned the ball over in some loss last year or the year before, and at the post-game presser, he's talking about, well, that's just the way we do it sometimes and blah, blah, blah. He still wasn't not taking accountability, really. Like, he's not Patrick Mahomes. He can't play that way. And even Mahomes can't really play that way, right? He can get caught. But Key, he acts like he's on some level where, hey, I'm just a gunslinger and I can take chances. He's not on that level.
Well, what I would say is, for Carson Wentz is a good quarterback. He is a good quarterback, but he does stupid things. Mm-hmm. And when you are backed up in your own end zone and you want to spike the ball 1 minute, then you flip it because you start to sheer panic sets in. Another opportunity that almost got away from him late in the game was he was scrambling and he almost did the same thing with a flip to the tight end, and the defender was there. It just so happened when the tight end bobbled the ball, it didn't land in the defender's lap. It hit on the ground. Just panic moves. So something is going on with him from a panicking standpoint. When everything is clean, he's the perfect quarterback. There's nothing wrong with him when everything is clean. Now I know the situation has to be perfect for him to have the maximum success that he's capable of having. He is not a throwaway quarterback. They got to fix whatever those problems are that he's having when panic comes. When it gets rough and it starts to get a little turbulence, he goes into panic mode, and that's something that a scary cat does at the quarterback spot, and they've got to figure out how to fix that.
Now, with all that being said about the Colts, I do want to give a ton of credit to the Titans. This is a team after watching them lose to the Jets, I'm like, this looks bad. This is bad. And then for them to bounce back, beating the Bills, the Chiefs, and now the Colts, in a big game like this on a day where Derrick Henry only had 68 yards rushing on the ground, was limited in 28 carries, watching away Ryan Tannehill, watching away A.J. Brown, combined for a pretty massive game. Give Mike Vrabel a lot of credit. This team is really blossoming into the team, regardless of whether you believe it or not. They're winning these games, and winning these games is what matters the most, finding ways to win down the stretch.
Even if they don't impress you, the eyeball all the time, the bottom line is the two boogeymen teams in the AFC were the Bills and the Chiefs to start the year. They beat them in consecutive weeks and then went on the road to beat the second-place divisional rivals in overtime. Like, they're doing something right. They're doing something right. Key, real quick before we hit commercial.
Wait, Key, are you a believer, Key? Are you a believer in the Titans?
I mean, as far as what?
Are they an elite AFC team?
Well, yeah, there's only like 2 teams in the AFC, it looked like.
Okay, who?
It's like the Bills and the Titans right now.
Okay.
I mean,
That's what we're
Pittsburgh
asking.
is trying to get back in it. We didn't see Baltimore this past week, so our memories are short term, and we didn't see the Raiders.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.